Welcome, everybody, to the podcast. This is going to be the first episode. We're going to do this as a monthly series so as not to exhaust ourselves and not to exhaust the topics that we talk about. I'd like to introduce you to our guests, Damdai. How are you doing?
Here,
and
present.
Co-host John Rambo. He will be on with each monthly showing that we have. John?
Hello, I'm very excited, both physically and mentally excited.
Hello, my babies.
And I'm sending you both pictures right now.
Oh, God. Of course, I'm Grog. We're going to keep this, as you just heard, very, very casual. Nothing too serious here, but we are going to talk ST, try and go on tangents, just keep it as a conversation format. So, first off, Damdai, why don't you introduce yourself? Like, who are you? What do you play?
Come on, is that really necessary?
Absolutely.
Who the hell are you?
I'm like the Pope. I'm Damdai, ST player. I don't know. What else do I say?
That's good enough. John.
My name is John. I enjoy walking the parks. Walk the park.
Rape in the parks.
Mostly with Damdai, holding hands.
I'm Grog. I live in Iowa. That's about as interesting as I get. Quick thing about us, all three of us are actually pretty new school players. I believe all of us really started competitively playing Street Fighter, or Super Turbo, in about 06 and 07 time frames. Isn't that right for all of us?
08 for me.
08 for you. I thought you were 7. I'm sorry.
I'm an 08er.
Jesus Christ, you got good fast.
Woo!
Speaking of good, you just recently won a big tournament.
I did.
Seasons Beatings.
Yes.
Alright, so going into Seasons Beatings, there was quite a few people that were supposed to be top players going into the tournament. We had you, fellow SPO teammate, Immortal, or Cheeseface, whatever he wants to be called that day. We'll just call him Brent.
Okay.
Let's see, we had Sabin, or is it Sabin?
You can say it either way.
Yeah, Arturo, he was there.
Like DSP says Damdai, even though.
Is it Damdai or Damdai?
I say Damdai.
Which one is it?
Well,
Depends what accent you have, what part of the country you're from.
So were you nervous at all? Did you really expect to win, or was it just kind of like I hope I do?
I think deep down I expect it, but at the same time, I always know that it's possible that I might not.
Right. ST is, I don't want to say random, but just the game's been out for so long. Anyone who enters these tournaments now they're such big killers. You can't count anyone out in these.
Yeah, but with that said, compared to like Street Fighter 4 and Marvel, I really feel in control with ST.
Right. Especially
so I think that helps with confidence.
Yeah, unfortunately I could not make it to Seasons Beatings. I did go to Evolution this year. And
yeah, that sucks.
I played actually this year at Evolution some of the best Super Turbo I've ever played. Unfortunately, I tied for last place at the same time, but I'm really happy with how I actually played, though.
Well, that's what is important,
right.
I think. If you play with no regrets.
John, you have a pretty full plate going on, too. You couldn't make it out either, could you?
I was actually at New York Comic Con doing some stuff over the weekend.
I see. Yeah, that was the same weekend.
So, yeah, unfortunately, it was the same weekend. I'm looking to get back.
That's pretty gay. Didn't Comic Con just happen?
Yeah, it was the same exact weekend.
What are you talking? What, Evo?
No, it's Seasons
Beatings.
Oh, you're talking about now?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's about the present, sir, not the past.
My bad.
No, that was probably my mistake. I'm sorry.
I was about to say, I'm looking to get back into we'll probably talk about later, but NEC is coming up in a couple months, so I'm looking to get
John,
back.
Are you in like a secret training hibernation thing?
You don't get to know what I'm doing.
Are you?
No one knows.
Okay, forget
I got a lot of stuff going on right now. I'm starting to do a lot of these podcasts and things like that.
All right, but NEC is your ST rebirth, so to speak?
I don't look at things at that grand of a scale, like I'm going to be reborn or anything. It's kind of like fanatical.
Crawl out of bed.
No, I'm just going to go in and have a good time and.
All right, I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
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 I unfortunately probably will not be making it to NEC. When is that anyway?
December first weekend of December.
Oh yeah, if it's in December, I for sure can't go.
It is December 3rd and 4th at the Sheraton, Philadelphia,
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
You work in Santa's workshop or something?
Northeast Championships.
No, I've burnt up all my vacation for the year.
A month already?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I had a bunch of stuff going on earlier this year. But back to Seasons Beatings. I did watch the stream as much as I can. It was 500 megs. It was really bad quality, to be honest. But
oh, really? Well, it wasn't that terrible. I watched the archive footage, and it was
like watching a slideshow, unfortunately.
Oh no, really?
Oh, at some points it got pretty bad.
Maybe that was the live stream.
Oh yeah,
The
that's what I'm talking
archive
about. I
stream
was watching it live for sure. I was watching it live.
How are they actually streaming it? Were they doing it through the actual CPS2 system and all that? Or
Yeah, it was pretty great actually. Yeah, they had it streamed through that, and then they had another camera that was, looking
Player
at
cam?
the machines and the players. Yeah, and they would switch between the two.
The video quality was actually really good considering it's coming from an arcade cabinet, I thought.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. The
it
archive
is
footage
extremely
is
good video
out there.
quality. There's
And I think that's the way to watch it, because Karopi ripped the videos, but he fucked up on the audio, so there's no sound, and that's no fun.
oh, that's a shame.
So if you listeners are going to watch it, check out
it's somewhat of a hard process to rip the FLV files. It's hard to rip the FLV files and keep the audio synced. It's kind of a weird process to do that. But that's cool that they were able to stream it from the cab like that. I think Christian Howard kind of got it to a perfect science a couple times, but a lot of people don't really have the expertise to get it going like that. But,
Christian Howard kind of started from scratch every time we got together, right?
a couple times they nailed it really well. But
Yeah.
if you're a streamer that's very comfortable with working with the PS3, Xbox 360, and then there's all of a sudden it's the the CPS2 stuff. It's kind of oh, what is this? But it seems like those guys got it figured out now. It's just cool.
Yeah.
That's an important thing that we get more and more streaming people comfortable using that and streaming it.
Well, I thought they did a great job, Seasons Beatings. The layout was really nice. If you've ever been to Seasons Beatings before, usually the center of the room basically was where everything was going down. But this time everything was in the back. So that gave basically the whole venue, you can
What exactly was the setup as far as cabs and stuff?
It was 2 head-to-head cabs, just like Howard's, the candy cabs.
Right.
Just like that. Perfect setup. And then they had a big 100-inch screen for the projector, so everybody in the place can see what was going on. And ST was really the focus for the time that it was on. That was the only thing being played.
Did they stream the entire ST or most of the ST or
the entire tournament?
It was the entire tournament. It was a 16-man tournament, right, for high rollers.
Yes.
I remember when I was watching the stream before it was Ultra David and James Chen just doing casuals, what they were talking about the tournament and how there was actually a buy spot where they only had 15 entrants, but Tokido was going to enter at the last second. And you actually had that buy spot, and they were going to put his name underneath, so you played him first. Did you catch wind of that?
Yeah, I caught wind of that when I watched the archive stream, and that would have been kind of ridiculous.
So you didn't know about that at the time then?
No.
Okay, because everyone was freaking out. This is going to be the main event. You can't have that in the first round. Top number 1, number 2 seeds, or probably number 1 seeds.
Yeah, it's pretty silly. Okay. So they didn't do it, obviously.
They did not. And I do not remember, who did you end up playing first then? Was it Namra?
Yes. Okay. He actually sacrificed himself, I guess.
Oh, that's
what was his character? What's his character?
He was running the tournament. Honda and DJ.
Did you counter pick him?
No, I used Old Hawk.
Okay. And with Old Hawk, how isn't DJ one of Old Hawk's worst matchups?
Yes, it's pretty bad.
Okay. So were you?
There's a whole group of characters that are his worst matchups, and DJ's in that category.
What would you say those are? DJ, Vega, Honda. Who else?
Honda's bad, but I don't think he's on the same level as Vega and DJ. But Cammy's in that group. Blanca. What other characters are in this game? A lot of the low tiers.
Sakura.
She has show. I mean, come on.
Sucks.
Okay, so with Cammy, I know with her cannon drill, it's almost unpunishable, right?
Cannon spike and cannon
spike.
drill from the right spacing.
Okay.
Cannon spike is the one where the uppercut, right? The dragon punch.
We'll just call it DP and not
cannon thrust.
I think in the US, all of Hawk's matches are good because most people don't ever see the match or haven't seen it before. So now this,
so that's definitely part of it.
It's a twist of things, but technically he has bad matches, but you have to have experience playing the characters. It's not like I just walk in and it could be.
Yeah, you wouldn't really be able to tell from watching the archived footage that Hawk has bad matchups.
And a lot of times people will see that once you get in, as you, Damdai, once you get in with Old Hawk, they see you get in, that's game, and they think, oh, Hawk's overpowered, look at that. When that's really not the case. Getting in is easy to say, but it's probably the absolute hardest thing to do in ST.
Yeah, it looks pretty cheap, but when I'm in Japan, I can go like 4 games without ever getting in.
Yeah, you really have to be on point. You have to know punishes. You have to know what poke will beat what at this exact range.
Yeah.
Especially against characters like Dalsum, I would say. John and I both played Dalsum. You really have to be on point against him. I mean, sure, you can jump fierce, but that's not going to work every time against more competent Dalsums, I think.
Yeah. It's pretty tough.
What do you feel about that matchup specifically, as far as like who wins and things like that? You know, after
Hawk
going
and Dalsim?
Yeah.
I actually really like that fight. Even in Japan, playing against the top Dalsim players,
Right.
I'm pretty good at working my way through the roundhouses and low punches, and then just getting into that space where I can do a jump fierce, and the trade will be in my favor.
Mm-hmm.
And in trying to get in, I can get slapped back with 5 jabs or 10 jabs or whatever, and it's still worth it for me just to keep pressing forward, trying to get that one knockdown.
Did you play a lot of the big sims out there?
I played Yoshimura.
Right.
And Hakase.
Yeah.
Don't think I played KKY this time.
Are you serious? You played him so many times last year.
Yeah, he
Now
was
he's like-
there. He was he wasn't really around a lot. One time he was at Mikado when everybody was playing, but he was off in the corner of the room playing some really old school game like Dig Dug or some shit.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what was going on.
Doing his KKY stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like
Exactly.
people made the tiers for like Sim versus Hawk. They're kind of like, oh, this guy has to go in, and this guy keeps people out, so Sim wins. I don't think anyone actually
I
played the
still
match.
say
Yeah.
Sim's favor. I'll say hands
It's
down.
definitely
Yeah.
every fight I think is not in Hawk's favor. So that
Oh,
fight
come
is,
on. He has M. Bison.
No. M. Bison is really bad for Hawk.
Oh, right. I really thought that was going to be Hawk's favor. How? Okay, what
No.
makes it bad for Hawk?
I mean, it's another fight, just like Dalsim. If you knock him down in the corner, he's probably dead. But it makes it bad for Hawk because jump jab doesn't work. First of all, you can crouching medium kick that and get a full combo, and then it's
Is that
incredibly
because he
hard.
ducks beneath it?
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's incredibly hard for Hawk to get in, standing forward and standing roundhouse. Bison can really just do that all day, and as long as you're quick enough to react with like a neutral jump roundhouse or something to my jump, then it's really tough for me to get in.
Okay, I was always under the impression that any grappler would beat Bison pretty bad just because it really shuts down half of his movesets.
No, I thought that too at first, like when I used Zangief back in the day,
Right.
but turns out that's not the case.
All right, so I'm going to go back to season speedings just because it was recent. We're recording this. It is October 18th. Season speedings was just this weekend, so that's going to be a topic for us. So you played, since it was only a 16-man tournament, not too many matches before you got to finals. You won your way up there until you got to the match to get you into winners finals, not actually winners finals, right? And you
Right,
played
winners
Tokido.
semifinals.
And if I remember, you played him at in Vegas at Evolution, did you not?
I did. That was in the losers finals.
That was, and you
Yes.
picked Old Ken at that time, and you beat him.
Yes.
And so you used that knowledge, hey, I can beat him with Old Ken, I'll do it again here.
Yeah, and it wasn't just then that I discovered that I can beat Claw with Old Ken.
Oh yeah?
I've been confident for a while now that I don't think any Claw will beat me in a long set with Old Ken.
And why is that? Because that's with the theory fighters that people love to do online, that's supposed to be in Claw's favor.
Yeah, and it may still be. Maybe it's just one of those things where I've kind of figured out how to fight that with Old Ken, and maybe the Claws are missing something. And if they find that, missing piece, then maybe it'll flip back in his favor. But I haven't found a Claw that can yet. So I really like that fight. I think I've really got it down to a science.
Sure.
I think I know a certain Claw that might be upset with these statements you're making.
Ganelon?
My friend from Maryland, I'm not gonna say his name.
No, he knows he can't beat me.
Oh!
Wow. Okay. I think we should have Gadalon on next time to see what he has to say.
I think so.
NEC's heating up, folks. You better show up. Get to that event.
Yeah, man. Start practicing now because these $10,000 tournaments coming up soon. Better be ready.
What? What are you talking about? What is this?
It's gonna happen. I'm telling you.
Yeah, is this some, what are you talking about?
I don't know. That's where I see the future.
Was this an email from some Nigerian prince contacting you?
No, that's actually a really good topic. I was going to wait until a little bit later to bring that up. But, yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
high rollers have been happening a lot lately. Seasons Beatings really was the introduction for high roller tournaments like that, especially ST, in the U.S. at least. And then it happened in Las Vegas. It's been happening at local majors and stuff like that. Do you like that Arcade ST is now a high roller type game?
I love it. I think that's the future of the older games.
What about you, John? How do you like that?
I think it should be done certain times, and it can't be overdone. I think the Evo side tournament's cool and season beatings.
Yeah, I think at majors it's cool. At the smaller majors and locals, then give that a time for like the new players to try their hand.
We have to make sure we cultivate the new blood, and there should be time. There should be different types of tournaments too. Variety's good as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of agree, but I think the pipe dream of new blood is we're kind of waking up from that. The Street Fighter 4 carryover did not happen that we were hoping. I mean, I hate to sound negative on that, but we really didn't get too many new players. There was a few that cropped up, but I think we should just play how we like to play and not really cater to them. If they see us and think, oh, they like their game, I'm going to beat them at it.
Well, I think most of the new players, you shouldn't really think of them at all because they're kind of kids. And like normally back in the day, you would think as the tournament scene as like the hardcore players, but it's not really like that anymore. It's like the tournament scene now is filled mostly with casual players. So you'll have a tournament with 500 entrants, and easily 400 of them just aren't very good.
Right.
They're just coming out to have a good time and experience it.
Yeah, it's almost become more of like a gaming, like Evo's like a convention. You show up and maybe you'll get Daigo's autograph and you'll watch the stream live and shit. And
yeah, the level of level of hunger.
Everyone would try to win. Everyone that was going would be, I'm going to win this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, everyone would really thought they were badasses and like, I'm going to, fuck this guy up. You don't have that anymore at all. Now you have people like,
a
I
comic
hope
book
I don't
convention
lose,
now.
0-2 and, they're really happy if they win one game and.
Right.
Yeah, so the number of players,
I think we're seeing a resurgence though in the game, and ST's at all the tournaments across the country now, and there are new players stepping up. Got people like Chris Gamble who did very well at season beatings. I saw.
Yeah, he's great.
Well. Yeah, he's really doing
well. Did well at UFGT 7 as well.
Yes,
he's solid. He's a strong Honda.
So these guys stepping up, and I think we gotta figure out how to work them into the. It's kind of strange because you have a establishment of older players, and you got to kind of figure out how to work in the younger guys as well, and make everyone happy at the same time.
See, that's what I think. We really shouldn't have to make them happy. They should look at how we play and decide if that's what will make them happy.
Well, I don't see how they can't feel that way. When you watch the Seasons Beatings tournament, it was only 16 people, and it was $1,000 pot. Now, if you think you're good at ST, that's a great chance to make some good money. I won $600 from that. So I don't know why anybody wouldn't be into that. And ST is an amazing game. It's not like you're playing some random games where things aren't in your control, like Marvel or, stuff like that.
Right.
ST is a really solid game where your practice and knowledge absolutely pays off and gives you an edge in the fight. You're never going to be like some random 50-50 mix-up where no matter how good you are, you have to guess.
Right. What I would like to see more with tournaments, though, is I do like the higher buy-in. I do like that a lot. Minimum 20, I think, minimum. I would like to see more payouts, though. A lot of places still do top 3. I think top 8 should be a minimum now, unless you're doing 16-man tournament. Of course, you can't do top 8. But a lot of the tournaments now do have 30-plus people. I think top 8 would be all right. At least get them their money back.
You're talking about for the bigger games, like Street Fighter 4?
Right. And also if we get enough for ST stuff and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I wonder what the minimum would be. I think the payout is too small for it to go down to top 8, because then those the last payouts for the 8th place or whatever, it's really tiny. It's like, if you're 16 years old, maybe it's cool to win your $10 back. But for most of the ST players who are older, that's just like, who cares?
Well, let me ask you guys a question. Does the amount of money you're going to win really matter to you, or is it more about I'm going to try to be the best player, or is it I'm going to try to win money?
Well, that helps. The amount of money on the line helps with the significance of winning that tournament. Right. Because
to me, it's like you're never going to make money in Street Fighter. It's like you're always going to take
$600 is great. I mean, I'll always take $600 and be happy about that.
$600 is awesome, but I mean, if you add it all together, all the tournaments and stuff, like most people aren't going to break even in it. So it's for me, and I think for a lot of people, it's more about I'm going to try to be the best player there, and the entrance fee isn't really the why you're going.
Yeah, but say if I held a big tournament here in Iowa, and I say ST Arcade, you guys should come. It's gonna be great. I got all this stuff set up. $5 entry fee. I won't see you guys at all.
Yeah, but again, to me,
Rightfully so. I mean, so you got to have a base point to actually get people to be enticed to come.
Yeah, when there's a $50 tournament and people pay for that, that shows me that they have a desire. There's some commitment there that they think they're pretty good. I'll feel much better winning that type of tournament than winning a free tournament.
And you're not going to enter that kind of tournament with zero expectations of winning. You can enter and think, oh yeah, I got a chance. Not a good one, but I got a chance, which that's okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're not going to see anyone in there. Oh, I'm just in here because I think it's a good looking game.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go back to season's beatings again. So you lost to Tokido. I did not get to see it. What happened?
It was a pretty close fight.
Died on me.
Oh, that sucks.
I know.
Every match, first of all, in this tournament was best 3 out of 5, which I think is another great thing that ST tournaments have been doing.
Yeah, I agree with that as well.
Which is good, because they're small, so we can. So I think that's a good side effect. But anyway, back to that match. Let me try and remember what actually happened. I had my game plan, and I was executing it according to plan. And I think I won the first match, lost the next one, won the next one, and then lost the next 2. So it was still pretty close, but what I think was the actual turning point of when I lost was I was doing my mix-up on him whenever I had a chance, which was basically I'd either knock him down or make him block a jump roundhouse or whatever, and then I would either throw, sweep, or dragon punch.
I've seen that before. I played Claw against you a couple times.
Yeah.
MWC.
And I was running the same mix-up the first time a lot, which is I would just walk up, hesitate for a second, and then dragon punch. And he got hit by it a lot. So I was about to finish him off in like the last fight or something like that, and I'm like, this time I'm going to throw him. And he did the flip kick, reversal flip kick. So if I had dragon punch, I would have hit him. But I didn't think that, I thought he caught on that I kept doing that. So he made the right decision in that situation, beat me, and then the final round, we both had no life left again. I was back in the corner. He did a well-timed jump that I couldn't dragon punch in time, and I ended up blocking his attack, and then he just walked up and tick through me.
Ooh, that's got to hurt with old Ken, because tick throws, people don't usually try that against old Ken.
Yeah, but they should, because I can't tech them. So that's good damage.
Is there a place where people can find this footage and maybe they're interested in watching the matchup?
I actually posted it on my Facebook. Let me see if I can find the actual link.
I believe
here.
it's Twitch TV. Is it twitch.tv or is it twitch.com?
Yeah, it's twitch.tv/Team
Spooky.
Yeah, it's got an obscure. You can look in the archive footage there, but there's a lot. It might be hard to find. It's easier actually if you go to my Twitter. Even if you don't have Twitter, you can go to my Twitter page and see the link.
Okay, you should put you should find the link, Grog, and put it in the description or something.
Okay,
I got the link right here. I'll text it to you, Grog.
Okay.
Okay. Doing some behind the scenes action right now.
That wasn't even finals yet. So who did you have to play again to get, or not again, but who did you have to play to get to grand finals then?
Okay, after I lost to Tokido, went into losers, and then first I had to play. I think it was Nomura again. I had played him first round of the tournament.
Okay, I did see that match actually.
Yeah, so I played him again. Double elimination for him, which kind of shitty. And then I beat him 3-0, and then I had to fight Immortal Brent. I beat him 3-0.
And against Brent, did you play Old Ken as well, or did you go with Hawk?
Old Ken.
Okay.
And then I had to fight Justin Wong. I beat him 3-0, and then I was in. Yeah, he used Old Sagat and then Ryu.
Ryu?
Yeah,
I've never seen Justin play Ryu before.
I've fought him before in tournament like 2 other times with Old Hawk.
Yeah, I remember most recent was UFGT 7, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't know what to do in that fight, so he just threw a Hail Mary, picked Ryu's, and what the hell.
You should have throw a Hail Mary. Vega's the answer.
Yeah.
You don't need much brain power. Okay, and so you beat those 3 to get to Tokido again. And then I did see this much. You steamrolled that guy.
Well, I kind of steamrolled all of losers. I didn't lose a single match for like.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
4, 3, 9, like 13 straight games.
But when watching Tokido, I could see in his gameplay, he was panicking. He literally just started going off the wall, and even if you're going to do that against old Ken, at least go crossover Ken or try to mix them up so that you ruin their DP input. He just went off of his backside wall and just ate fire to the face. I mean, I've never.
Well, I kept putting myself in the corner so that he couldn't, cross me up like that. And the commentators weren't really sure because sometimes I would back him into the corner, and then I'd make him block a fireball, whatever, and then I would retreat. And they weren't sure why I was doing that, but I was doing that so he couldn't get behind me if he happened to knock me down because I don't want to deal with these mix-ups. Even though my reversal rate is very good against them, I still don't want to be put in that situation because that's, it's not guaranteed for me. He did actually kill me a few times with it.
Are you? Because I know like a lot of Shoto's weakness against Claw is his standing forward kick that he uses if he gets cornered.
That's the magic button.
And I saw him try to do that quite a bit against you, and he was kind of messing that up. You were able to get fireballs in there when normally you shouldn't have.
Yeah, that's not necessarily him messing it up. That was just me. I totally know that strategy, for Vega.
Sure.
But I kind of developed my own counter strategy, which requires a lot of patience and blocking, as you saw.
Oh yeah, he'd get 6 of them at least.
Yeah, but the carry canceling of the crouching short into a fireball really helps in that situation. It stuffs like all of his attacks except the medium kick. So if he tries to slide or whatever, that'll stop him, and then my fireball will come out, and sometimes he'll get hit by that, or he can block. But yeah, it's kind of just really trying to pick that perfect timing to throw the fireball in between the kicks.
Right, and
of course I got hit by a lot of the kicks, but you have to not be deterred by that. You're going to get hit by some, you're going to win some, but it's about kind of just stopping his options.
And I actually saw a couple times where he even traded that medium kick, and the fireball still came out.
Yeah.
And that puts enough knockback where you're in the safe then. Or
yeah, he doesn't
get that much pressure on you at that point, and so you can get out or do whatever.
Yeah.
All right, so that's pretty much all I really got to say about Seasons Beatings, John. Have you seen any of that yet, or no?
I've seen nothing.
Okay.
I'm totally unprepared.
Right on.
I have information or anything to share with you. I just wanted to ask.
You should watch it, John. It's really cool.
I'll check it out. I just wanted to ask, you've been playing Hawk for, I think, a year now. Pretty hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think he fits in the overall scheme of things? Is he one of the best characters? Is he a middle tier character? What's your
Well, it depends on where he's being used. In America, I think he's top tier. In Japan, he's bottom tier.
Okay, why do you say that?
Because the Japanese have the reactions and the knowledge and the, overall comfort, I guess, of fighting him.
Yeah, it's almost like a new character you brought into the country.
Yeah.
Like people never seen. Like, what is this new character you're playing in ST?
Why is he not?
How did you unlock him? And how did he get in there?
Yeah, I think the problem is that you have to be really good at ST in order to stop Hawk.
Right.
You really have to be like at a pretty top level.
You gotta have balls, man. You can't be afraid of the craziness coming at you. He's almost like a tank though, because you just you knock him out a few times and you still keep coming in, trying to come in.
Yeah.
And, it's like it's scary,
Yeah, it's okay to get hit a few times, just looking for that one knockdown.
And that's what I think makes him so strong too, is he can make mistakes. Whereas some characters like I'll say Dalsum, because I play him, you can't make mistakes with Dalsum, I don't think.
Right. The burden is totally on that character.
Right. If you make one mistake with Dalsum, you get knocked down. That's pretty much the match, depending on the character you're going against.
Yeah.
Especially Hawk and Geef.
I wanted to ask you. I did an interview with Riz, and I asked him, but I wanted to ask you. After you guys did very well at SBO this year, there was kind of like a controversial thing happened where people were saying that the Americans are closer to Japan's level in ST. I want to get your take on that.
Well, I don't know what they mean by America, if like the three of us represent all of America, because we don't have a lot of people really playing.
Or like the top players in the U.S. are they closer now more than ever?
Right. Basically, is America's highest level reaching Japan's highest level?
Is it close to it? Yes.
Right. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
What controversy? I kind of missed out on that. What controversy are you talking about?
Well, just the usual nonsense on forums. I think.
No, that's that.
I think Ganelon's the one that said it. The U.S. is closer than ever to Japan. And then people
I don't agree with the way Ganelon was saying it. I mean, basically he was talking about empirical evidence and all this stuff, and because of his record in Japan, by beating the first team, the two Hawks and the Dalsim, that he now has a winning record in Japan, and that's proof. But I think that's just really, ridiculous and kind of irresponsible to look at it that way. He played a lot of casuals there, as you saw, John, and, we got tossed around quite a bit. And he claims that...
What are you talking about? I was doing perfectly fine.
He claims that he was sandbagging, even against players that he knew were not going to be in SBO. But, whatever. But besides that, I think...
Well, I think the heart of it was like, he was saying that Americans can compete with the Japanese, and then people were saying that he cannot, or the Americans cannot, when he in fact was someone that could compete with the Japanese.
Well, he can compete.
So,
I mean, but what's the measurement? Like you come in and you play, 3 games, 2 of them are really great matches in your favor. You can't use that to say I can compete with the Japanese. When you're playing in casuals and you have, like an 80% lose rate, but then you claim that you're sandbagging, I don't know.
That's like when I do casuals with Damdai. Oh, I beat him. Yeah, I beat Damdai. I beat his Hawk. And I don't say he beat me 20 times before.
Yeah, it's just like that. Like I'll lose 1 out of 100 games, and then that one time that I lose, that player will feel great that they won, and that might be all that they remember.
All right,
I beat Damdai.
Let me phrase it a different way. Do you think that an American team could get very high in SBO or potentially win SBO in the future?
I think it's very difficult. I definitely think they are still better than us. We do have a lot of areas that we need to improve on. And with their format, it's just really hard. Even over there, there's really no consistent, top player. The SBO winners are always changing. X-Mania winners are always changing.
That brings up actually 2 really good topics I like. I'll start with one. Who would be our American dream team? I mean, you, I think, would be default. I really do think you are the number one in America, at least, right now. But
yeah, that would be really fun to make a dream team. Let's see who I would think.
Would there be anyone from, like, West Coast or...
Yeah, I think so. I'd love to have...
You have to factor in, though, could people play on cabinets, and people don't ever factor that in.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a huge deal.
There are many good players.
Okay, let's take that out of the equation, though.
It has to be part of the equation. That's part of the whole thing, though.
It is, but I think if they have the potential to be good in one, controller type, I think they can learn the others. Like me, I started on American, and then I hated Japanese at first, but when I finally forced myself to, because I went to Japan, and I couldn't use their controls, and I was like, never again. So I came home, learned it, and now I love it, and I don't like American controls. So I think if you were good at American, you can make the switch. So if we eliminate that from the equation.
So with that out of the way.
Yeah. I would like to see I would like – this is a tough choice. I like Cole because I like him as a person a lot. And I think if he, practiced and really, got back to his tip-top shape, I think that could be really good to have him as a Dalsim on the team. And John Choi would be great. Afro Legends, I'd like to see him come out more to ST because he kind of just stopped after HD Remix.
That's who I was thinking. You, Afro Legends, and I'm actually thinking Sabin, if he actually practiced and concentrated.
He's always really solid, but it's hard.
Concentrated only on ST. I think if he did that, he would also be a really top contender, I think. Because I've seen him play matches that are very hard for Dalsim, and he knows those down to a science from what I've seen.
Yeah, he's always been
really
pretty solid. I just feel he's kind of lazy.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. If he actually dedicated himself. I don't know the man, so I can't really say anything. But
I'd like to see him assert himself more. Mm-hmm. Very disappointed in you, Saban, if you listen to this.
Oh, he will never hear this.
He will, because I'm going to make him.
You're going to have like 10 listeners on this.
Strap him down. Hold his ears open. And Alex, he's always great. I'd like to go to Japan with Alex.
Bye.
Yes.
Okay. What about you, John? Who do you think would be like the American dream team for SBO? If we could get over our East.
Whoever wins the qualifiers, the dream team.
Oh, that's such a diplomatic.
John, come on, you're so dull.
No,
say something spicy, John.
I think that is spicy. It's controversial and crazy. There's more to it than just being like, I'm a good player and I've done shit in the past. You have to actually get up and show up somewhere. You have to know how to use the proper setup.
I'm talking about dream team.
Yeah.
Just like, we have a pretty good idea of who the great players are.
Because I'm pretty sure if the qualifiers moved from, they were in Nashville, right, Tennessee?
Yeah, I'd like to see them at Evo.
Yeah, exactly. If it went to Evo, I really do think we might have more. I don't think I know we would have more turnout for the SBO qualifiers instead of just like 8 people.
Yeah.
Was it even 8 last time?
Yeah, the first tournament was like 12 or
Yeah,
something.
I mean, it's SBO. That's like the tournament to go to, I think.
Yeah, but at the same time, they had Street Fighter 4 qualifiers in New York, and that had the same turnout. So I think it's a combination of, do the people in the area have the money to go to Japan? Because it's quite a commitment. But at Evo, for sure, we'd see more entrants. Probably half of them that entered couldn't go if they won, because that seems to happen a lot. Even in Street Fighter 4.
It's where the problem is. It's not a tournament where you win. You're gonna win money. Like you're actually gonna win. You win the right to lose a $2,000 of your own money traveling.
Yeah.
So it's kind of discouraging for a lot of people.
If they did have it at Evo, though, I think there's a good chance that the winning team can get $1,000 each.
Yeah, it's definitely something that's got to be figured out, and that's how you're going to produce the the best teams possible.
And besides, going to Japan, you're not losing $2,000. You're going to Japan. All 3 of us have been there. That place is so great.
Oh, it's awesome. I love it. I mean, you are losing $2,000, but
right. But I mean,
you get a Japan trip in return.
Exactly. It's not like, oh, that's gone. I'll wish I didn't spend that. I mean, it's Japan. I have not been there since I started playing Street Fighter, though. I'd love to go back.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I'm going to say I like Ganelon on my dream team since you guys are beating him up so much.
That's not beating him up, for the record.
Just beating him up, man. It's causing a lot of problems here.
I just kind of stuck on him after Damdai.
My dream team is Ganelon by himself. That's my team.
The Claw.
All
right, so back to Japan then. I guess this is the other topic I like. You mentioned that it's a really tough format. It is, and it kind of does produce unstable results because it's single elimination. I understand that's how team tournaments usually go, but would you like to see it? It'd take a longer format for them to do, but would you rather see SBO as like a double elimination teams or something like that?
Oh, absolutely. I think SBO is bullshit, single elimination as it is now. I think a lot of players agree on that. It's really more of just like a exhibition. It's really hard to take it seriously. I mean, especially for us foreign players traveling so far, and then waking up early in the morning to go there. You don't have any time to warm up or anything. Not that I ever really need a warm up, but it's just you play one game for like 60 seconds, and that's it. So I don't like the format.
And then if something happens where say you do get two terrible bad matchups, that's just, well, you should know them.
Yeah, and I mean,
you're kind of thrown to the dogs in that respect too.
Yeah, and also normally you're allowed to kind of form a team to cover your bases and complement all the characters that are on the team. We don't have the luxury of doing that.
Let's open up that question. Do you think the SBO qualifier should be what it is now, which is 3 singles tournaments to create the team, or should it be like you have a team and you show up as a team and play as a team?
I think that we should be able to form our own teams.
Yeah, it makes sense because that's what the tournament is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how it actually used to be when SBO qualifiers were a lot bigger too, and we always had East versus West for that kind of stuff, and usually we'd have 2 qualifiers even because we could get 2 teams out there.
Yeah, I mean the single elimination, the single tournaments to form the team, I think is really stupid. First of all, you're taking out the 2, first best players. Every tournament the best player will win or whatever, quote best player. And then they're gone from the next tournament, so you don't have that obstacle. Plus, that character is gone, so you don't have to deal with that. I mean, there's really like a lot of variables that are just removed.
Right. There's also the aspect of like we're supposed to be a team. You travel as a team, and you try to form a team. It's more than just the game itself in a lot of ways.
Yeah. And with that said, I'm really happy with my teams so far.
Yeah.
I'm great traveling to Japan with you, and as much shit as I give Ganelon, I like him. He's a cool guy. And, same with Riz and Brent. So
right.
I think, fortunate in that circumstance or whatever the word is.
Right.
But I do wish we could form our own teams.
Would we have enough people to go out there, even to the qualifiers, if they stay out in Nashville, if we did our own teams before we went? Because with only 8 people going, then you're only going to have 2 teams showing up really. Maybe 3.
Yeah, I'm thinking that you might get more players if we can form our own teams. Because I think, I think that's an element that people like. You know, you have like friends in the West Coast and, you know, who practice together because there are some ST people out there. I think they would like the opportunity to practice and then travel together and, you know, try it as a group rather than, you know, all come separately and, oh, maybe one of us will make it. I think that's a real like motivation killer and a deal breaker for a lot of people.
I like what Europe did this year. I don't think it's possible to do here, but they had like 2 tournaments, in different places, and the 2 winners then fought, I guess, as a qualifier, and the winning team. That was almost like a tournament, like a region-based tournament. It was like a mini SBO, and then the winner went to SBO.
But all of them team-based. They could form their own teams.
Yeah, exactly. But they had like so it'd be like a West Coast tournament, East Coast tournament, and then
meet at like Midwest Championships or something.
Yeah, and the winners,
I see.
Like
that's pretty cool.
I'm sorry, not Midwest Championships anymore. I'm sorry, UFGT, because Midwest Championships isn't in the Midwest anymore.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I like that a lot because I feel like it makes the teams really have to almost bond with and go through some hell before you actually get the SBO.
Yeah,
because
with your teammates.
We actually do get kind of some flack also from West Coast players saying, well, we would have West Coast qualifiers if the qualifiers itself was closer.
Right. I think that's a good idea. Maybe we should try and pitch that this year.
We should definitely try to improve things. That's all I have to say.
All right, all of you listener out there, all one of you. This is your homework.
There's only one listener. Why am I on this?
The listener is John. Afterwards, he's going to listen to himself.
How much are you paying me for this, by the way? I didn't.
Undisclosed amount of US dollar.
Okay. How was SBO this year compared to last year? I didn't get to talk.
It was really exactly the same. Yeah, it was at the same venue, same time with TGS.
Did you guys
same layout?
Did you play in the first match again like last time?
I didn't. What do you mean? Did I play in the first?
I think the match that I was in was like the first match of the entire day last year.
Oh, were they separate like that? Because this time they had like 4 stations set up.
Yeah,
so they would do like 4 matches simultaneously.
Okay.
And I don't think we were the first wave.
Okay. All right.
No. Yeah, we weren't. But the scenario played out almost exactly as it did last year. Riz went up first.
Mm-hmm.
He beat a guy, then lost. And then Brent cleaned up. I didn't have to play. And then the next round, we get OCV'd by their first guy, who goes on to almost win the whole event.
Like how you say, just their first guy. It was actually Auto-Chun.
Right.
Like some guy.
Oh, it was Auto-Chun who OCV'd you guys. I didn't hear the results.
Yeah, Auto-Chun is like, I'm not sure if he is considered the most winningest Japanese player of all time.
Yeah.
One of those stats is on Nohoho's blog.
Yeah, I think he was up with like a couple years ago. I know he had that information.
Yeah, and players have actually gone to him, like some of the top players like Nuki and stuff have gone to him to learn how to fight certain matchups. Like Fred told me that Nuki went to Oto-chan just to learn the T-Hawk fight.
Now that's crazy.
And Oto-chan knew that fight pretty well. But again, it's the only time I've ever got to fight him was that one game. Statistically, I lose my first game often in American format. So if we were in Japanese format, I might not be that well known. So yeah, the format plays a huge part in who becomes a top player and who doesn't.
Would you have been able to beat Oto-chan if you had more than one chance, do you think?
I believe so, yes. Yeah, I like myself in long sets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Way more than a single game, that's for sure.
Now, how long are you in Japan for when you guys go?
2 weeks, as long as we want. But
okay, I mean, it's as long as you want, but like how long?
Brent only stayed for like a week.
Okay.
And I know some guys for the Street Fighter 4 Americans, one of them only stayed for like 3 days, which is ridiculous.
That's not even worth it.
No,
it's like
you need some time to like. Yeah, it's crazy. The time difference is, I'm really sensitive to that, so it takes me like 2 or 3 days before I feel okay. I'm really out of it the first few days.
I was very lucky for that. As soon as I landed, I didn't feel tired at all. It's like my body knew, the sun's up, you should still be awake.
What about the next day?
Nope, I was perfectly fine.
That's pretty weird.
It was, I know, but I loved it.
You're a vampire, Grog.
Probably. also
Yeah, I
stayed
hate
there
it.
for
I
a
feel like
lot
I'm
longer,
sick
though.
and shit. How long did you stay?
First time was just 2 weeks, but then I stayed there for a year, the year
Holy
after
shit.
that. So,
I didn't know that. Do you speak it all?
I used to be fluent. I can probably still speak it pretty well.
Oh man, that would suck if you lost it. Like, I'd hate to learn Japanese and then forget it.
There's no Japanese people here.
I'd really hate
period.
myself.
But yeah, when I see Japanese players at tournaments, I usually try to translate for them, and I usually try to just chat up, even if it's just like casual bullshit conversation. I'll try to do that. Like,
I like when you tried to talk to Tokido at Evo.
oh my god, he owns me so hard.
I speak English.
Yeah, okay. Here's what happened. We were down to, it was grand finals with you and Umihara, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we were waiting. He was off summer. Who knows where he was? Damdai was literally just sitting in his chair waiting, stick in lap probably. And we're all just waiting. After like 20 minutes of waiting, I go up to Tokido and ask, Umihara wa doku desu ka? Which just means, where is Umihara? Where's Daigo? And he just kind of looks at me, I don't know, in English. And everyone just started ribbing on me and stuff. Like, I didn't know he spoke English. Yeah. And then he just walked away.
And he slaps your nuts and walks away.
Damn near.
Flicked your nuts.
Really?
That's what they do over there. That's the ritual.
That's what happens in the hotel room later on.
Hey, I'm gonna go off of ST now. Fuck ST. We don't know how that game is with this topic. That reminded me, when you guys were in Japan, did they, I forgot what it's called, when they clap their hands together, like they're doing a clap or a prayer or something, and did they try to put their hand up your ass? That happened to be all time there.
What?
Yeah, you never had
Where
that.
did you go, dude?
So that happened to you?
Multiple times. It was like a game every Japanese person played. I forgot what it's called, and they just try to see if they can stick their hands. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with
This
you?
is surreal right now, this conversation.
What's that?
This is surreal.
I feel uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah, back to ST.
Some things about Grog are coming to light here.
Maybe
Some
that's where
things that happened to him in the Orient.
Maybe that's where Ganelon was off to. In his secret mission.
No.
What is going on here, man?
All right.
Wow.
John, you got anything for ST? After that one, my brain's just gone.
No, but Japan was great. No, Japan was great though. We met all the top players. I think we really bonded with them this trip. I'm not sure why, but like Shin,
Yes, that's wow.
Shin and Viper and these guys, like they really opened up to us towards the end of the trip, and it was nice. It was heartwarming.
I guess that is something I've always wondered about. Like, do they just view you guys as, oh, there was those American guys, let them have their fun, and then we'll get back to the real ST now once they're.
Well, I think they used to, but now that we are getting better, I think they respect us. There's definitely like a certain respect when when we go to tournaments and you talk to some people and stuff, and like random people come up to you and say hi and stuff. Like once you become good at a game, there's like just like a respect that kind of comes with that. So as shallow as you might think that is, it's just the way it is. So I think that we impressed them with our play this trip, and that might have opened them up.
How often do you get this year?
What?
So how was Matson this year?
He was great.
He was great. He's doing
I
okay.
love Matson. Yeah, Matson is very great.
Did he hug you many times?
Yeah.
Oh my!
You can see a picture. Fred took a picture, and Matson was like spooning me.
Yeah, I think I saw that actually.
See, what I was talking about wasn't that weird.
Well, he didn't stick his hands in my butt.
Oh god, I have nightmares still.
Did you feel much more improved from last year in Japan?
Yeah, certainly. I certainly
is it the
did.
character, or what is it about?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I think the character has something to do with it. But yeah, I had like a nice long set with Matsun, and I definitely did a lot better than that last set that we had together. So I felt good about that.
Which I actually have on film, which I have not released. Someday. The 10-year anniversary, it's going to come out.
Yeah, when I become president, you're going to use that to ruin my campaign.
When you're there and you're going to like arcades to play casuals.
Yeah.
How crowded are these places, or does it depend what night you go?
They get pretty crowded sometimes.
Yeah.
Most of the time, like our day started, we would go to Hei in Akihabara, and that was the 10-cent yen place, and that's a really big arcade. But generally, not a lot of high-level ST players go there. every once in a blue moon. Like throughout our whole 2 weeks there, I think we saw Yoshimura once, and Gunze came in once, and we didn't know it was him until afterwards, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, so that's where we would be early in the day, kind of just warm up, whatever, kill some time. And then every night we had an event to go to because NoHoHo knew the schedule.
Sure.
So that was great having him there. Shout outs to NoHoHo.
Did you play Pony with the Hawk?
I did play Pony.
What was that? How did that go?
I'm trying to remember which character I used.
You didn't do the Hawk on him?
I might have. Whatever I did, I think I played him twice and I beat him twice. So that's good. But, again, it's just casual, so. But that was during the Mikado Wednesday night bloodbath session.
It's a great way of putting it.
When I was there in 02 and 03, you could smoke in the arcades. Is that still the case now?
Yeah, that's the worst part about Japan.
Absolutely.
Most places you can smoke inside, but you can't smoke outside. It's so backwards. So stupid. I hate that. Restaurants and shit, you can smoke.
Right.
Hospitals, doctors delivering babies with cigarettes in their mouths.
Put one in the kid's mouth.
I'm just kidding. You can't smoke in a hospital, but in the restaurants it's terrible. And they all smoke a lot. A lot of chain smokers.
I guess while we're talking about Japanese arcades, they're still successful. I mean, they're not. Yeah, they're declining. That's true.
Yeah, but it's definitely a much slower death than we saw here.
Yeah, and I guess this is a topic beaten to death, but I'm going to bring it up anyway. Is it too late for us? Is there anything that can be done outside of the barcade? Because people say, well, it's
only really high prize events or something.
Because people will say, well, because Japan has such a concentrated population. Well, we have places here that have concentrated populations as well.
Yeah, it's nowhere near as concentrated as there, and also there they have really small apartments.
This is true.
I think that's a big part of it. Their transportation system.
People like to act stupid.
I didn't hear you, John. What was that?
I said we have people that like to act stupid and ruin things for other people, so it's.
But that seems like a deterrent to not play online. Right?
Oh, nice.
No, but it's true. You go online and you're, whatever, all the bad words
or
are.
2 fireballs and magically you're the worst thing that's ever happened.
But in every game, especially in the first-person shooters, there's so many racists on that play that. It's these 8-year-old Hitlers. It's really crazy. And the state of America seems bleak when you go on Xbox Live.
I think a big part of it is, and this has always been my viewpoint, and it's never going to change, I don't think, anytime soon, but I think the American, not like us because we're hardcore into games, so I don't consider us as general public for that, but I do think people generally still view games as kid stuff. I don't think that would be so much, I don't think that's so much the case in Japan. You'll see people at all ages that might show up at the arcade.
I think it is still widely looked down on in Japan, but I don't think that's a negative factor or whatever. Even in America, arcades are for kids, and kids love video games. Who cares if the adults look down on it? The kids still want to play. So I don't think that has really an effect on why arcades died.
There's hundreds and hundreds of factors that all added together for it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's one true thing that killed arcades here. Of course, console gaming didn't help, but
I think the main contributing factors are America's big. Games started coming out. The console was same graphics as the arcade, so that was kind of even. And America's kind of poor. We have a really big, low class, middle class. Japan has a really big, middle and middle upper.
Also, if I remember, the standard
disposable income.
Yeah. The standard for video games, or not for video games, but for arcades was 100 yen.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Whereas here, it's a quarter.
Yeah, that's also pretty amazing that the Japan.
And so that's literally 4 times the amount of profit that you're getting per play.
Yeah, I think these Japanese players spend a lot of money in the arcades.
And the fact that they made that the standard so soon probably helped them as well, whereas we made the quarter the standard so soon here.
Kind of screwed us.
Yeah, it's just you can't hike it up to $1 after people pay a quarter. So
I don't know. I mean, the prices are kind of ridiculous in Japan.
Oh yeah, everything's.
But you don't think it. You don't really realize it. I think it's because they have dollar coins.
Yeah, it's a coin. They have 500 yen
coin
coins.
is like the size of a quarter. it's smaller than a quarter, so it just feels like you're just popping in, quarters. But before you know it, you can blow through like $50.
Yeah, you're playing against Mod Son. That's what happens.
Yeah, we spent some money there, but luckily that was 50 cents a pop, or 50 yen. But yeah, if it was all bills, and we had to get change all the time, I think that might slow us down.
You really do feel like you're spending more at that point.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're coming up on our hour actually here. I want to keep these at about an hour for episodes, so any closing thoughts at all? Play ST.
Anybody you want to thank, maybe?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Howard Diaz for, starting the Don't Blow This. Great group of guys that we used to play on a regular basis, but it kind of died down.
We played last month, dude.
No way, man. We used to play every 2 weeks. We used to play every 2 weeks. It was great. Hey,
we played in September, dude.
The last time, we played once since SBO qualifiers. You know how long ago that was? That is true. Because no. I only remember the once because from the SBO qualifiers, Howard went to NEC that weekend, and that's when the monitor broke. And I only remember going to Howard's once with the 2-player panel.
All right, well, I actually do plan on making it to the East Coast sometime next year. I've never been there. And I expect you guys...
What are you going to come for, just like a hangout, or you want to come for one of the Philadelphia tournaments, or what?
Maybe a tournament, but maybe just to hang out. That way I'm not
Both. Why don't you make both?
Maybe spend more time there than just for the tournament. So I do want to play you guys.
Yeah.
So you guys better get together if you want to show up.
Well, yeah. I mean, hopefully, Howard gets the ball rolling again and gets his motivation back. I mean, we got Mars retiring. We got John freaking moping around in his cave. And
oh, wow.
Chris not playing. So none of you guys have the hunger. Very sad.
Moping around in your cave, John. What do you have to say about that?
We'll see what happens.
I want you guys to be gnashing your teeth and
NEC, we'll see what happens.
Sharpening your nails. I want you guys
Dalvin's going to show T-Hawk's longest yard. Do you hear that?
I hope so.
All right. Thanks for joining us on our first episode. We really went on tangents, but yeah, that's what we do. We have fun. If you're not having fun, don't do it. Don't do anything. And that especially goes towards ST, I think. If you're not enjoying the game, don't play, but how can't you enjoy this?
Tell that to Street Fighter 4 and Marvel players.
Yeah, how can't you enjoy this
people
game?
That aren't enjoying those games, but it's what they play, so.
All right, well, I'm going to cut us off here. Thank you again. Thanks for joining John also.
All right,
and
bye,
We'll
John.
see you guys next month.
Bye. Love you.
All right, we're done.